thing, and Tony Sanchez need money.
1 hour only.
1 hour?
1 hour electric.
My radio show is only 1 hour. Oh, you're talking about the power?
Yes.
Only 1 hour. Okay.
We're gonna run out of power by 2040. It's on the news now today.
We're gonna have out of power.
We're gonna be out of power by 2040.
How did Tony Sanchez is gonna live the kind of luxury life that he wants to live?
He's probably one day past his retirement age. Maybe he's retiring in 2040.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But still, he gotta have money for retirement, right?
Well, he'll have all the money. It's already being amassed.
Yeah, and then he's gonna have to put Chelsea.
That's the latest scare tactic from the Democrat side, aimed at the millennials, that they won't have power to plug in their computers. So that's gonna make them vote Democrats, to save the power.
Oh.
Democrats are the only ones that can save the power. Matter of fact, Obama might have to stay on as president to make sure that doesn't happen.
Why didn't I think about that when I wrote my column yesterday? And I tell you, I got a dynamite column this week. Dynamite.
We'll see.
Man. Unbelievable. Hello, Las Vegas. This is Rolando Larraz on Face Day Tribune. My co-host and Mr. Producer, Clark Philly, is here with me. And, I'm glad that... where are you going?
I want to be prominently displayed, as handsome as I look today. Yeah, that's better.
Now you can turn this way.
Right.
Now you can turn this way.
The camera's over there, though.
You turn this way, and people don't have to see your ugly legs. I was looking at an old show.
Oh yeah.
You and Warren Williams. Warren. And you look like you was sleeping, but no, you was talking.
Yeah, on my second or third hour of his show, geez, though. 3 hour show. Who am I, Rush Limbaugh?
You are. You're better than Rush Limbaugh. Well, people, I don't know what the Democrat Party is going to be doing, but
what are we gonna do?
We don't have to do anything. They're gonna do it themselves. They're gonna nail themselves to the wall.
They're doing a good job, step by step.
Yeah.
They have the worst candidate ever up there for the nomination. We'll see if she gets it or not. Maybe they'll come to their senses.
But I tell you one thing, I have to say this. Maybe for the first time, Hillary Clinton spoke the truth. She didn't lie any way or shape.
You must have misread something.
No, I didn't misread it. It's in every paper and every
Well, you took some truth out of context then.
No.
She said 2 words that were truthful.
She said Donald Trump and Mike Pence, right, can never be compared to her vice president.
Okay, now that's true. Absolutely true.
It is true.
They're completely opposite. Absolutely true.
They are honest.
And her implication.
They're truthful.
Yeah, well, let's see, what was it? The implication of what she was trying to sell to the American people is a complete lie. But she did say that.
Yeah, I didn't read the.
And that's true. The fact that they're completely different is very true. But she was implying that Hillary and Kane are way, way better. They're qualified. And that's a lie.
And I have information this morning. I've been in the computer since 4 o'clock this morning.
Well, use your power while you can. Only a few more years. No power.
No, I got the light off.
Oh, okay.
I just have the computer light.
All right.
And he has connection with ISIS.
Who does, Kane? Where'd you hear that?
I got it in there.
You're not going to disclose your source?
No, I can't. It's very, very delicate.
He has ties to ISIS.
Yeah. You know that there's another terrorist act Well, they said it's not a terrorist act. In Florida, right? In a
The thing
nightclub.
outside of Fort Myers or something, 2 kids. All I've heard was 2 kids were shot. I know nothing besides that.
Coincidence, you know.
Well, it could have been a drug thing. Who knows? It doesn't have to be terrorists. You know, like we had a shooting here this last night on the streets of Las Vegas. Some guy was in an argument, and then someone drove by and shot him. Well, chances are that's not terrorism. High probability that's not terrorism. Every time someone's shot is not terrorism. Or not done by a terrorist. Tell the guy that was shot that it wasn't terrorism, right?
But it could have been a Democrat.
Well, it could have been, but we don't know yet.
No.
But let's not be like the Democrats and jump to conclusions. You know, like hands up, don't shoot, and all the lies thing.
Please don't insult me.
I'm not. I'm just telling. Let's not be
telling
like.
me that I am acting like a Democrat.
No, I never said. Don't
You
take
said,
things
don't
out of
be
context.
like a Democrat.
We should not be like Democrats and jump to conclusions. Every shooting is not done by a terrorist. That's on my only point. And we don't know about Fort Myers yet. Who knows? What I'm more curious and interested in to watch is any death by cops. You know, any cops that are shot. That's the issue, because that's a war against the police, and that's very dangerous to this society. A drug deal gone bad, whatever. You know, who knows why the guy got shot here in Las Vegas? Who knows? That happens all the time. It was the 100th shooting in Las Vegas this year. It was the one last night. They're not all terrorist jobs, you know, but
100.
100th, and this is only July 27th.
But I thought that your president said that the crime has been reduced.
Oh,
and
everything's
the
in great
shooting
shape.
has been reduced.
Down since the lowest level since 1722 or something. You know
how?
It's not. he says things.
And the people believe that?
Half 47% do, yeah.
They do believe that.
Yeah.
So they blind. They've
been brainwashed.
They deaf, blind, and mute.
They believe, and they bow at the mantle every time they walk in the house. There's a mantle set up with candles and everything with Obama's picture there, and they bow at that every time they go in their house and every time they leave their house. Anything Obama says, that's it for them. And the truth is, it's completely opposite of the truth.
The opposite.
Yeah.
And every one of the classifications.
Yeah, every single one of them.
Every
single thing he's done has been wrong. Every single act he's taken is wrong. They came out
Did
the
you
other
go
day.
in that place?
Not yet.
Oh, it's too late, no?
No, at the end of the year.
Oh, really?
They came out the other day, some show, one of the Sunday shows, and they had what Hillary Clinton has done as a senator. And she has proposed legislation.
Yeah.
It may have been on Janine, I don't know where it was. I think it was. But she proposed several things, maybe 6 things. Denied.
Oh,
denied.
no.
Huh?
No. She proposed 210, whatever you call that, in the Senate. I forgot what they call it now. I'm sorry.
There's no way any
And
senator.
she only got 3 approved.
There's
And
no
they were
way
the simplest one.
Yeah, post office. Renaming wasn't a post office. Naming a street or something after somebody. And they were just like, what, are you kidding me? But the ones that were denied, you can't propose 200. I don't think that's right. I don't want to argue with it. I don't think any senator in the history of the world has proposed 200 things. I don't think so.
What, in 4 years?
Well, not 50 a year. Yeah, no way. No way. I don't think so.
I'm not gonna. Well,
but on TV, my point was there was 6 on the screen of her proposals. Denied, and there were 3 that were approved. The post office, renaming a post office. I mean, what the hell is that? You know, 3 things that were inconsequential. So that's her record. Every wonderful thing that, and then they had this. Oh, who's her? She's some radio show host. It's a liberal. Some kind of big-looking woman, kooky or something. Anyway, she was on Janine, I think, and she was going to back up Hillary. What great thing she did!
Oh.
And Janine just toasted her toasted her. What are the things that she did? You know, and you know, blah blah. Oh, she wonderful for women rights. They say these catch-all phrases, these broad, don't mean any specific phrases. You know, she's been wonderful for the support of women. That's why she pays in the Clinton Crime Foundation less pay to women than men. That's a fact, you know. Trump's organization pays their women, their executives, just as much, if not more than men. So when you really compare facts to facts, Hillary's done nothing and she's a complete fraud. And this blabbermouth, whatever radio talk show host, just couldn't keep up. Janine is pretty much of an attack dog.
Yes, she is.
And she's right all the time. Not on the right, she is right.
I can't believe that.
And you go on her show and do these lies, and she just
Hey, what happened to Bill O'Reilly with Fox News?
What do you mean what happened?
I hear that he's not there no more.
No.
Yeah, he's in trouble with.
Well, I thought he kind of more or less owned his show. I'm not sure about that, but we'll watch it. He hasn't been there since the convention. He was kind of at the convention, I think.
Yeah, he was there.
So he
did a couple shows from the convention.
Yeah, and then Jesse Waters went into the crowd, the demonstrators, and asked, "What are you doing here?" And no one could tell.
Nobody knew why.
Nobody knew why they were there.
No, of course not. They get paid $10 an hour.
I don't know. I got on this bus in Des Moines, and I ended up here. You know, the Soros bus or whatever it was. You know.
Oh, it was the Soros.
Well, probably. They don't know why they're there.
Sign in it, the Soros.
And then I love their signs.
Line.
They all have these signs, and they all come from the same print shop, the Soros print shop, you know, whatever it is. They all have the same symbol. Trump pointed that out months ago in Chicago. All these demonstrators showed up at a rally he was going to have. I think he even canceled the rally because of the demonstrators.
And I tell you one
thing. They
thing.
all had the same signs.
I tell you one thing. It would be very interesting to know if those signs are print in a union print or not.
Sure they are.
It would be very interesting to find out if they are print in a union print, because if they not, I don't know why the union is endorsing Hillary Clinton. I don't understand.
Because they're told to by the DNC.
I know, but you know, the union don't do nothing for nothing.
Isn't it curious why these sporadic, spur-of-the-moment demonstrators showed up in Chicago, like just at the drop of a hat? Oh, let's go demonstrate in Chicago. And they all had in their archives, in their closet, they all had these signs ready to go, all from the same print shop. Yeah. I think that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
That's not, it's kind of like the Benghazi thing was just a spur of the moment, you know, decided, a couple of people got together and decided to go out and kill a couple of Americans.
Yeah.
That was a sporadic attack.
Yeah.
Completely all done because of the video.
But I don't know, I think that it is very unique.
Well, it's a pretty significant lie at that particular time because the timing when Obama's running for re-election is very, very significant. They had to not say anything, put anything out there that was detrimental to Obama's re-election. So Rice and Hillary went out there and lied to protect their leader-in-chief. Despicable. Anyways, Debbie Wasserman Schultz has never been a bigger bitch hack, in my opinion, to ever lead. Was he the former DNC chair? Prior to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I heard the other day.
Yeah, I think
this guy Kane, yeah.
I hear.
And now he's got
He was a mayor of Richmond, Virginia.
He's got $160,000 documented gifts of suits and trips and all this stuff that he got donated to him supposedly by operatives of whatever special interests.
I think I'm going to start doing that.
Same thing in
I'm going to call Donald Trump and say, Donald, send me a few ties.
Oh, so you're going to be, well, you're not running for office, are you?
I'm not running for office. I can do that.
Send me a few ties. When you throw rocks at Trump or whoever, you know, that you're this squeaky clean guy running for vice president now, and it turns out that you're worse than all the things they've been accusing Trump of. I mean, God damn, man, that's pretty bad.
I saw it.
The same thing that Hillary's been, but you know, not as bad as Hillary. But he's the same ilk.
I saw a sign that said, why is it that people, the reporters always asking uh, Donald Trump's daughters, how does it feel to be the daughter of somebody that is so womanizing like, but they never ask that question
They can't say that.
they never asked that question to what's her name, Clinton.
They brought up something close to that months ago, and Trump turned it right around on Bill, and that's the last you heard of that.
Oh no, it's back on.
It's back now?
I saw it.
It's not going to work out well for
I
him.
saw it yesterday. What's the name of the kid? The Washington
Chelsea.
kid? Chelsea. I wonder if she's going to go to jail too.
The mother's not, so what, are they going to make her the fall girl?
Probably. She had to be the president. She cannot be the fall person.
Chelsea has to be president?
No. What's her name?
Hillary.
Hillary. You know, I can't.
What a funny country we've turned into. We've reached the depths of depravity.
You know,
we even put up for nomination a person that despicable. Unbelievable. It just goes beyond belief.
I can't do it.
If our forefathers could come back, whatever their names were, the Paynes and the whoever, the Jeffersons, whoever the forefathers were, before my time by a few years. But I mean, if they could come back, what would they? You're kidding me. You're putting up someone that's under indictment or under investigation.
I'm not trying
Jesus
to. I'm not trying to pick on you today, okay? Because I need a co-host. I cannot pick on you.
Well,
what is the problem with most American people? And I really don't realize if you do that or not. But you mentioned something that it made me think about that. Most people say, "Oh, that's before my time." I know it's before your time because that happened in 1902 or 1942 or whatever. But don't you read history? Don't you take history in school?
No, you're not allowed to anymore. The liberals have taken away all the history books.
Serious?
They're not in school anymore.
No, you put them.
No, I'm not. Everybody knows that. They refuse to teach history. The dumbing down of America. That's all part of it. They don't want you to know history.
So what do they teach you in the school now?
They teach progressive
how to say hello,
liberal movements. How to say Heil, to the leader, Obama at the moment, Hillary in the future. It's just all the spiel. It's all the BS. That you have to be dependent upon the liberals to support you. You need Santa Claus. You can't go out and support you. You didn't build that. The whole Obama doctrine. You didn't build that. The government built that with the roads and the this and that. Without the infrastructure, you couldn't have built that business. Well, who built the infrastructure? Wasn't that the taxpayers' money? The government doesn't have any money. All their assets or money is stolen.
Not necessary. Who built the Las Vegas Tribune? It's not the taxpayers' money.
How do you get here? Don't you use a road?
Yeah.
Well, then you drive on a road. So you're using government infrastructure to get here. The government built this. The government built everything, according to Obama. You didn't build that. No way. That's the Obama. He believes this stuff. He's an ideologue.
I could have come by plane, right? By helicopter.
Well, who is the one that guides the planes? Who's the FAA?
The flag guy.
Yeah, who are those people? They work for the FAA.
They work for the FAA. They don't work for TWA.
The planes fly because they're regulated.
They don't work for Delta Airlines.
But they're regulated by the federal government to make sure they do their maintenance. So the plane you came on may have crashed if it wasn't for Obama. Government has done everything. Without government, you would be nothing. You would still be trying to invent the wheel. And the government invented the wheel.
Wow.
That's his ideology. That's what they want you to believe. That's where they've hidden all the history books. You can't learn about the railroad barons and the people that actually were the entrepreneurs that created everything in this. You probably can't hear about the Wright brothers who invented the plane you brought up. but they didn't build that, you know.
Wow. I was listening to somebody, I think it was yesterday, or maybe today. When I get up so early, I get confused. What seems to be this guy? He was telling the announcer then the sacrifice they made to build the company. Now the company, it is a multi-million-dollar company, and he was saying how they started. Everybody always make it looks like it's either more sacrifice or less sacrifice. The guy said then he was in the garage of his house. He started with this project, and now he got I don't know how many people employee, and it is the same thing that happened with I started this paper. I started Las Vegas Tribune in a motel room on Las Vegas Boulevard and Sahara, the Holiday Motel, no hotel, the Holiday Motel. I started the paper in there with the flats. In those days, we used to have cardboards where we made the page. The cardboards were in the floor of the motel. Okay? Everybody have done that. I don't have to tell people. They didn't ask me to do that. They didn't ask me to move into a motel room paying $25 a week just to start a newspaper. They didn't tell me to do that. And I don't believe then it has to be that way. They don't have to. It's like everybody that come here, everybody that run for office. My mother was a maid. My father was a barber.
Postman.
Eh?
Postman, like Cajuns, father was a postman or whatever.
Oh,
right?
really?
I think
No,
so.
I'm talking about this, like this Cuban politicians,
Right.
Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz.
Right.
You know,
Mother was a maid.
my mother was a maid. So what? It's a lot of people that were born, raised, and been in this country all their life, and they are maids, not the mother. No, they are maids, and they are doing the things that everybody has to do.
Wouldn't it be more informative to point what your accomplishments have been than what your mother was? Well, why is that something to even
That's right.
put out there? I don't get it.
I agree with that. I
don't
agree,
get it.
100%. I agree. It's like
They're putting down maids, trying to show how far they've come.
they do have.
They're insulting the maids.
Why
They say, see how great I've done? My mother was a maid. Oh, I'm way better than that. Now I'm running for president. So look how far I've come. That implies there's something not accomplished by being a maid, doesn't it?
There's a lawyer.
Oh, no.
There's an attorney in this town.
Uh-oh.
Then I can't remember his name now. Very, very good guy. I consider him an exception to the rule.
Wow.
Okay.
The only one.
And when I met him, he was a busboy at the showroom or the bacchanal room in Cisas Palace. So what? Everybody then está. Manny Cortez used to be a ballet parker.
What do you got against ballet parkers?
Nothing. So what is the big deal in this? Let me tell you, I used to go to a restaurant in Westminster, California, and the busboy that pick up the dirty dishes in my table, a poor Cuban refugee, okay, his father was the pilot for John Kennedy, one of the pilots. Yeah, compared to other countries, it is an ideal situation, man. The president's pilot son is picking dirty dishes in a restaurant. Wow, I understand for people like me that come from a country, then anybody, I used to go to school with an escort, and I was a nobody, I used to go to school with an escort, and I don't understand.
They weren't protecting little kids from you? Or that wasn't their purpose?
They
They
were
weren't guarding you against, they weren't protecting the little kids?
no, they were protecting me.
Oh, okay, well, you have to,
They were afraid that I was going to get kidnapped.
oh, okay.
And you imagine being 12, 13, 14 years old, and you have to go to a movie theater. If you can go to a movie theater, you have to watch movie in your own house.
We're asking about the security protection of like kids of the president, or ex-president even.
What is that?
Just a thing.
This thing? This thing?
Obviously, there was Secret Service that were around Donald Trump Jr. the other night when he was kind of like in the back room, was the premise of the shots they were doing. Back at the Trump back room sort of thing. There was security there with those earpieces that were obviously guarding Donald Trump Jr. So all of his family is under Secret Service protection.
They have to.
Yeah, I know. But
There's anything wrong with that.
no, there isn't anything wrong with it. There's a lot of kooks out there, especially today. But
The only thing is, I feel bad by the Secret Service. Then are protecting Hillary and
well, when
what's
Bill
the kid's name?
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Why do you have a product? Very
I don't know.
famous. Anyways, when Bill Clinton is the first husband, okay, are they going to have to provide Secret Service protection to the Energizer?
Yeah.
Because if someone kidnapped her, that would have a big influence on Bill.
Yeah.
And he's got all those emails, that he doesn't read emails, but he has access to
doesn't
the
read
server.
emails?
That's what Hillary used to say.
God, I do
Until
better.
he used him for an excuse.
I do better than him.
Yeah.
And I think he's younger than me.
Oh, matter of fact, I guess the Energizer has Secret Service protection now. Come to think of it, they're guarding her
Yeah.
because they know when they get her out of the whatever and back in.
Well, no, I feel bad for the Secret Service that is protecting Hillary.
They have to lie.
And Chelsea, because they have to protect them when they taking the money out of the Clinton Foundation.
No,
They can be considered a conspiracy.
I can't imagine. First of all, I know, and I will guarantee, and I'll bet any amount of money in the world, that Clinton Foundation is one of the most corrupt, despicable money laundering operations there's ever been. And it should be an easy task for anybody, just a CPA off the street, to prove it. Why isn't it proven? They don't even, not going to come up. Here, the FBI is supposedly investigating it. How is that Clinton Crime Foundation?
No, but that's no problem right now for this election. The FBI is investigating. It will take about 10 years for them to come out with nothing was wrong with that. Look how long it took for them to check the email, and they said it was nothing wrong. Hillary didn't do nothing wrong.
They didn't say that. I think Comey got out there and said all the things that she did do wrong. He was throwing somebody under the bus. And it was Lynch and Obama, I would guess.
Yeah.
He was saying to them, I'm not going to be thrown under the bus. So there you go.
I don't understand why. What is that?
My phone.
Oh, God.
Email, I get correspondence like all the time. Research that I do, it never stops. 24 hours a day.
God.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Well, anyways, We'll be keeping a close eye on that FBI now involvement in the DNC email scandal. You ever notice that the Democrats, like the Clinton, there's nothing but scandals that follow these people? Why are we even involved with even a tiny bit considering them for any return to the White House? It's scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal.
It's a shame.
And wasn't Hillary and Cain pointing to all of Trump's scandals and all the, what are they talking about? They're the queen and the king of scandals.
Yeah, I think he's not that.
I think she picked the worst candidate.
I think so.
Oh my God.
I have to agree.
That just goes to her, delegation talents. Look at the people that Trump picks.
I hate to agree with you, but
yeah, well, I mean, that guy's got no traction that I can see whatsoever. Absolutely zero. And his record, what has he accomplished? He's got just as bad. It can't be worse of a record than Hillary's because hers is the worst. But he's got a record of non-accomplishment. He's backing all these trade deals that have fallen on their face. Now he's coming out saying that he supports this trade deal, that he's been on the record opposing it, as has Hillary. But this is just an election cycle, so they lie. They say whatever they have to say to get elected, and then as soon as they are elected, then immediately they back the trade deal. Like Paul Ryan and all these Republicans ran on a platform that they were going to repeal or not fund Obamacare. What happened? Rubber stamp. The minute they got there, boom, rubber stamp, rubber stamp. Same thing with immigration. These people, these despicable politicians, are liars. They're liars.
I think so.
You say reliable? Lie isn't reliable.
And then I tell you, and they get mad when you tell them, well, what about this? What about that? Oh, we don't operate that way. We don't do things that way. I don't know where you've been. I don't know what government you're talking about. And they give you all kind of excuses, all kind of.
Well, here's the tape. The tape proves that they did what you said they did.
And they have to learn how to realize that they are there because they was voted there. They was put in there by the people who voted them in. Why they cannot get that idea in their mind. It's not possible. Hey.
Well, it's like Obama's thing that the government's responsible for everything. The elite that get elected think that they're the ones that they're entitled to the vote of the hens. They've earned their vote because they're so nice and so reliable. So they are entitled to the vote. That's what Hillary is. She's entitled to be the presidential nominee.
I can't believe that.
And the DNC propped up Bernie Sanders just to be the worst candidate possible, so trying to make Hillary look good. And look what happened to him. When you put up the worst candidate, you get the worst results. And they're going to have to live with that. Hillary Clinton is the worst candidate ever. And propping Bernie Sanders up there may have looked Hillary. It's unbelievable.
How can anybody in their right mind can support Hillary Clinton? Where all these 10,000 people that they put together, and I don't know where she was this morning. I don't know.
There's no 5 or 10,000. Where'd you hear that? 500 maybe.
I don't know. I saw.
And that was a lot of buses that they brought in.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
They're union people. They're told to go. They're controlled. They're brainwashed.
Yeah, they had to.
You look at the people in the photo ops that are standing behind Hillary Clinton when she's talking somewhere on the camera. I mean, you look at these people, my God, they're like props. That's all they are props. And when you see a show that's filmed live in front of a TV audience, they have applause signs and stuff that they put up there, applause. Oh, yeah. And then everybody claps. That's a live audience.
I've never been in a political rally.
No.
Never been in political life.
Yeah, I've been to all the
The only
Trumps.
time I ever got out of my way to attend one of those political things is the time that Ronald Reagan came to Las Vegas and I went to the airport with the welcome committee
Oh,
to welcome them because
I watched one of his speech. I think it was at the Hilton.
I used to have the Spanish newspaper and the Spanish newspaper used to support Ronald Reagan and Paul Laxat and Bill. Uh, what's his name? He changed later. Bill Raggio. You know, actually, I was looking at some old pictures of, and I have that picture, and at the Thunderbird Hotel with Paul Laxat, Bill Raggio, I forgot who else was there, and the whole charade, the whole group, you know. I never thought about being anything else but Republican. Never. It doesn't mean that I cannot support a Democrat. I supported my friend Steve Sisolak. I don't know if he considered me a friend, but I like Steve, and I like, gee, I could not be more inclined to support a Democrat. What I did with Oscar Goodman, and his wife is not a Democrat anymore. They both turned into independents. And by the way, Oscar's birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday, Oscar. And I like. You know why I like these people like this? Because they are, most of the time, they are straightforward.
Well, I kind of like former Democrats that have left that party, kind of like the Joe Lieberman types.
Yeah.
They come to their senses. That means something to me. Like a Ronald Reagan used to be a Democrat.
Yeah, that's
and he
true.
switched over. Now that to me shows a certain amount of intelligence. But when you find people
And
that have switched from Republican to Democrat, I don't know if there's any out there. How many have said, well, there's more and more now because of the despicability of the Republican Party, but I don't think they're switching to Democrat. I think they're switching to third party. They're switching to Libertarian, they're dropping the Republicans, but they're not going to Democrats. Very few, if any. Have you ever heard of a Republican switching to Democrat?
And the media, the mainstream media is so stupid. Yes, I can feel my mouth say stupid. One time I think Oscar's daughter or Oscar's son was getting married, and they invited Joy Cusumano to the wedding. And oh man, they made a big deal about that because Joy Cusumano went to jail and went to prison and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. He's a mob connected.
Like Oscar wasn't?
No, Oscar wasn't.
He was their mouthpiece, but that's okay.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
He was Bellatro's attorney.
So what?
No, I'm not saying there's any.
He was a priest attorney too.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's any connection there.
No.
That he's in the mob. The mob needs representation too.
Yeah.
But when you invite someone to your wedding because maybe he was a former client or something, so what?
Maybe Espilotro was not in the wedding. I don't remember. But Joey Cusumano used to be his friend and is still his friend. And the other guy, I always forget. The same thing that happened to me with that Clinton kid. Chelsea. I don't know why I can't remember her name.
Well, she's very unrememberable, kind of like Hillary.
Yeah.
I mean, if Hillary wasn't so despicable, you would remember
this
her.
This old man, I think he died in prison. And Oscar went to the funeral. It was his friend. It was his client. What is wrong with being a little bit loyal?
Well, lawyers have to have that relationship with criminals. Let's put it that way. Criminals need lawyers too. So you can't reflect on the fact that I mean, how could you be a lawyer and not represent whoever your client is? That's just part of the game. They kind of get a free pass in a way.
Oscar is an amazing person.
Well, for the mainstream media to make a point out of that, they are the mainstream media. They're despicable. They're trying to make some contentious remarks that'll be taken out of context. They have no meaning, but it's to defame Oscar Goodman. That's their goal. Just like most of the stuff they say about Trump, it's to defame him.
Yeah.
And here you got Hillary Clinton, the most defamable person ever.
Yeah.
That deserves every defaming you can throw at him. Worst person ever.
And I am the kind of person that I don't care who you are. I don't care. You know, I criticize Josh Donald Mosley all the time. I criticize him for allowing his bailiff to do a lot of wrong things that he could have corrected if he wanted to, you know. But then when the mainstream media, also known as aliases, the Review Journal, and criticize him because he went to court with his son. I didn't see anything wrong with that. He was acting like a father. He was in the role of a father. And he didn't go there with a sign. If people recognize him, that's not his problem. He went there to be by his son's side. And I admire that. He didn't interfere, he didn't do nothing. I'm sure that it gotta be some kind of a little bit of they opened that place today.
I think it was Friday, wasn't it?
No, Friday was a special place for
okay.
VIP and everything. They opened today. There was people over there since 5 o'clock in the morning waiting for the restaurant to open.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I never hear of that restaurant, but
it's in the Midwest. I've gone to a lot.
Yeah, and there's one in Kingman too.
Really?
I didn't know that. I hear that on Channel 3. I think I watched Channel 3 today.
You know what? I've been to that one in Kingman. Man,
Yeah?
You're right. Yeah.
I didn't know that, and I think they're famous because they got rocking chairs and the outside, people waiting, and I don't know, but I hear that the food is very good.
Depends on.
I don't know, but what is the name of the place?
Cracker Barrel cheese is very good cheese. If you like cheese.
Cracker Barrel
cheese.
Cracker Barrel. Yeah, I
You can
have
go
to
Smith's
because
or
I
any
tell you,
grocery store
I
and
wanted to thank them for that big box they sent me with pancake.
Oh, is that where you got it from? Oh,
Yeah, that's what they came. That came with that invitation that I just gave you.
Gotcha.
But you ignore it. You you throw it away.
No, it's sitting right on my refrigerator door. So
What? The invitation?
Yes.
Oh, it's not there?
No, I took it home. It's on my
Oh.
refrigerator door. I have to put it there or it's going to end up gonzo. Right away. Everything's cleaned up.
Oh, really?
I'm surprised I don't end up in the trash, to tell you the truth. As soon as I walk in a house, I'm sure, I'm surprised I don't find myself in the dumpster. Man,
She probably tell you to take your socks off and put them in the
Oh.
loaded basket right away.
No, they do it.
Who is that?
My staff.
Oh, the staff. No, not her.
Well, it's a her, but I mean, it's a combination of two.
Oh, really? Are they both females? Or?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
her.
okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
one of these English type guys that has the butler.
Yeah.
The valet or whatever they call him, that bathes me and dresses me in the morning.
Donald Trump has a valet.
That dresses him in the morning?
Oh, I don't know about that part.
Jeez.
No. I think he don't need that.
I'd be more like Oscar Goodman, have a showgirl dress me in the morning, something like along those lines.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I like from the beginning. I got, and I don't like to compare anybody. Everybody is unique in their own way. But Trump remind me at Oscar Goodman. He didn't need to run for mayor. He didn't need to do any of the stuff that he did, but he did it because, and he got plenty money.
Well, he had a
compared to-
prominent role in Casino, right? The movie.
Yeah, but that's.
But he was before the cameras all the time, so he was a celebrity.
Yeah, he was.
And he used his celebrity.
But I don't think but the Casino came after he became elected,
I'm
right?
not sure about that.
No, I don't know.
think so.
I
No,
don't
because
know.
they,
Have you watched the movie Casino?
I don't think the mayor would have been in Casino. That's kind of a, a lawyer, yeah. Yeah, I saw it many times.
You see it?
Oh, it's repeated on TV all
I
the
haven't
time.
seen it.
What?
I haven't
What do
seen
you mean you haven't seen it? Ever?
No.
Come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Honest to God.
No, come on. You're from this town.
So?
How could you not watch that movie? It's portrayed, has a lot of similarity to reality.
I
It
guarantee
really does.
you that half of the stuff in that movie is either a lie or is exaggerated or is.
I would have to, as movies go, you're right. But Casino has more reality to it than a lot, to all of them, I think. There's some stuff in there that's very, very, it may have a little bit of poetic license.
Did they put the fight that Rosenthal has with Harry Reid in the gaming control board? In the gaming
Yes,
commission?
they did.
They did?
I think so. The guy that was, yeah.
The guy, whoever he wrote, whoever was the one.
It was a very, I know the history. When I watched that movie, I'd been here for years, and I knew the background, a lot of that stuff.
I know.
I knew a lot of the people who were portraying
And that's
the movie.
why why would I go to watch that?
Well, because it is kind of accurate. It's kind of, if you really know the history, it's an interesting movie because you go, well, you know what? That's about what the way it was. That's the way I looked at it. I'm going, They had the plane landing on the Desert Inn golf course, which may have been the Las Vegas Country Club in actuality, but they filmed it on the Desert Inn golf course. The FBI was watching Spilotro and whatever, and the plane ran out of gas, and they had to land on the golf course. That was in the movie. What's his name, De Niro and whoever was playing,
Who did Robert De Niro play?
He played the Rothstein, Frank Rosenthal. Jesus Christ, I get my names right soon. Frank Rosenthal and Joe Pesky played Spilotro. And they were having a meeting.
Well, they kind of looked like.
They were having a meeting. Oh yeah, that's why I like the accuracy of the show.
They both short.
They were sitting in
They both big mouths.
They were sitting in Rothstein's living room, I think it was, and they hear this plane start sputtering or whatever, and they're just sitting there looking out the window at the golf course, and here comes this FBI plane, lands on the course, and these two FBI agents jump out and run away. I know that happened, so it's kind of funny to watch it portrayed in the movie because you go, wow. So that's what it looked like.
Did they put the Rosenthal bomb?
Yeah, right. His Cadillac, yeah, that was there, yeah. They showed all that.
Did they put in there when the two detectives from Metro shoot Dimitri D from the Hacienda?
I'm not sure about that. Blistein, whatever his name was?
Yeah.
They had Randy Sutton in there, went to a domestic call at Rosenthal's house with that movie star that played his wife, Sharon Stone, Sutton, who's a famous Metro guy. He was in the movie, and he's kind of like on all the shows now. He goes from talk show to talk show.
Who was that?
Sutton. He's a ex-sergeant or something, or maybe.
The guy who wrote the book?
Maybe, but anyways, he was one of the Metro guys that showed up at the house of Rothstein and Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
So there was some reality, and Oscar Goodman was in it. So they had real people that were in the movie. So I don't know, it was interesting.
I wonder
and Pesci,
I wonder how did they build the flame, because the flame had to be in there. The flame was history in Las Vegas. You go to the flame, at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you can run into Sammy Davis, you can run into Frank Sinatra.
Well,
You
that's
know,
the way it was back in the
that's the way,
60s
and
and
it was
70s,
just
early
a
70s.
tiny little place.
Yeah.
It's called the Flame.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh well, that's maybe I'm gonna rent
You
that
need
movie.
to watch it
I need
because
to watch it. Yes.
it's probably one of the most historical movies, if you will, that has a little bit of reality in it. The whole storyline, I think, is based in reality, really. It's not fabrication. It's not like The Godfather, you know. And I think parts of The Godfather probably happen.
They are real.
But you know, very, very accurate. It was a historically pretty accurate show. It was entertaining.
I saw Scarface once because I thought it was an insult to the Cuban community. I don't think anybody that can be that intelligent to build an enterprise like that, to build an empire like that, it can be that stupid as to put the cocaine in the table and snort it directly from the table. You know, I don't care how big of importer you are. You know, people use a little spoon, the people use a straw, people use, you know, you don't put it.
Well,
I thought it was an insult.
I've seen that. So
What? Put in the.
If you're in the business, yeah, it's nothing to them. They pay.
Well,
2
first of
cents
all, let
on
me
the
tell you,
dollar.
I knew 2 people that was in the business and they did not touch
It
this
depends
stuff.
on what your level is in the business.
Well, how much more level can be than Tony Montana? You know, I mean, he was the man. You
Well,
know,
I knew marijuana growers when I lived in Hawaii, Maui Waui, you know, marijuana. One of the most potent marijuana things you can grow. Well, I was at a hotel and there was an entertainer that I knew that had just finished his show. So we were partying a little bit in his suite and whatever. And he asked if we had any dope, you know, marijuana. So I was with one of the growers on the island, a big, huge grower. So he said, all right, I'll be right back. So he went to his van and came back into this entertainer's suite with a garbage bag full of marijuana processed. I mean, it was the buds. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, 80, 100, $200,000 of marijuana the guy walked into this guy's room with, blew the friggin' guy away. Said, Jesus Christ, I asked for a joint, and the guy shows up with it. You know, he couldn't believe it. He was a grower. It was nothing to him. It cost him, his cost of that product was nothing.
yeah,
It's a weed.
I know. I
But
know.
it blew him away. But that when you're in the business, you know, it's just the way it is.
I think I never knew anybody that smoked marijuana. Never.
Well, when you live in Hawaii, they all smoke it just about.
Yeah. And I hear marijuana in Hawaii is very strong.
Oh, it's the strongest stuff ever. It's just absolutely.
Better than Panama?
I don't know about Panama, but
Oh.
I do have experience. I would see these people that smoke marijuana every single day, and one joint would last them the whole day because they just take 2 puffs, and that's it. And they have 9/10 of it left over, and they save it.
How did we ended up
Well,
from
we're talking
politics?
reality.
What?
You
We
could
talk about
understand- you
politics,
think
we
of-
ended up
You think a
lighting a joint?
manufacturer, you think a manufacturer of cocaine uses a little spoon
Huh?
to take the cocaine that the guy grows in warehouses full of this stuff? No, he's gonna dump it on a table. Not gonna have a little spoon. That stuff, the cost of that product to him is nothing.
It's nothing, but
They
it's
grow
just no, but it's the caution. It is you don't gonna walk around with a pound of cocaine in
You
your
are
pocket.
if you're a manufacturer.
That would be stupid if I was that way. If I was that important in the drug business, I guarantee you that Chapo Guzman never touched any of that drug.
Maybe not.
I guarantee you that Jimmy Chagra never carried any of that stuff with him. And I hear that he was the number one.
I wouldn't be opposed to.
Remember Jimmy Chagra?
Yeah.
I believe he's dead, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Boy,
wow.
he was a big gambler at the Caesar's Palace.
Yeah,
back in the
very
day.
much so.
Millions of dollars.
Actually, he was on his way to Caesar's Palace, when they arrested him right there on Las Vegas Boulevard and Spring Mountain Road.
Well, Vegas has got a history.
That was
It's got a
before.
colorful history.
That was before the Castaway was torn
I
down.
don't know of a town, I mean, you take New York, you take all these places, okay, fine. But you take a town like Las Vegas, that's small,
Yeah,
very small.
It
No,
is.
no town ever existed that had the history
yeah.
that Vegas has with the characters that built this town. I mean, Jesus Christ.
And
Amazing.
folks, that is why Face the Tribune was created in Las Vegas, the best city of them all. We love this town. We love being here, and we thank you for listening to our show today. And don't forget that whatever I said here today, I stand by. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless our troops. Wow. I kind of like the show today.